But go, tell his disciples. And I love these next two words, and Peter. More proof, by the way, that that Peter was the source material here. You imagine Peter remembering as he's telling Mark, as Mark is his scribe, writing these things down. Go tell the disciples and Peter that he, Jesus, is going before you to Galilee. There you will see him just as he told you. And then they fled. You imagine Peter? You see, in the exaltation of Jesus, we have the forgiveness of sins. If you're Jesus, just for a second, and you're not, but if you were, your response might have been, when you rise from the dead, tell those backstabbing jerks, if they grovel enough, show enough sorrow, stroke my ego just enough, if they tell me, okay, you were right, we were wrong, then I might let them back into my circle. If they're good enough. That would be our response. I mean, if you died and told everybody, I'm going to die, I'm going to rise from the dead, and everybody's like, no, you're not, don't bet on it, and you did, that's the way we would be. There would be, even if we didn't say that, that's how we would feel. Tell those guys I was right. Jesus doesn't do that. He says, go tell my disciples and tell Peter. See, that's not our God who wants to act towards his people with that kind of vengeance. Not his people. That's not our God. He's a God who redeems. He's a God who reconciles. He's a God who restores even his enemies and the deserters. The ones who have backslidden. The ones who have betrayed him. He says, go tell the disciples and Peter. You see, the resurrection is forgiveness and restoration. Jesus' message is, I want you back. I want you back. Go tell them they're going to see me just the way that I told them they would see me. He doesn't say, you know what? You didn't keep up your end of the deal. You said you were going to fight for me till the end. You betrayed me 3 times. You all ran away. So you're not going to get to see me. Everybody else will, but you're not. Jesus restores. It reminds me of the story of Hosea. I was trying to think of a great illustration of rejection and forgiveness and reconciliation. And I thought about Hosea earlier on in the week, and I asked my wife, because I wanted to tell a different story outside the scriptures. I asked my wife last night, what should I tell? What kind of illustration should I use tomorrow that will really impact everybody, that will really bring home the message of restoration? And she said, well, the Bible usually works. Use Hosea. So I'm going to stick with the wisdom of my wife. Hosea was a prophet in the Old Testament who tells a story of a wife, his wife, a prostitute that he marries. And he marries a prostitute, and he's commanded by God to marry her, so he does. And the prostitute goes out, cheats on him, has several children, is sold back into prostitution. Hosea has the opportunity to divorce her, but he's told, go back and buy her back. Buy her back. We are willing to put people in the ground for much, much less. And Hosea goes and he buys this prostitute back as his wife. And the children are his children. I think you see a picture of Jesus in Hosea saying, go tell Peter. Go tell Peter I'm back. Tell him I want him home. Redemption is immediate, guys. There's no silent treatment. Some of you parents like to give your kids the silent treatment. There's no silent treatment here. There's no, let's wait it out. He is risen. Go tell them. There's no earning grace. There's no earning it back from Jesus. What we see here is a picture. You were saved by grace alone, through faith in Jesus Christ alone, to the glory of God alone.